guys led the Pac-12 in pass defense last year. The coach was saying like the next step would be like winning games like the Washington State game, pulling out the situation. Is that kind of what do you think you guys need to do to kind of take that next step?
Last year I feel like we did good as a unit, but there's always room for growth. As far as finishing those games, you always want to finish the game. Hats off to those teams. But just taking this time in camp to get better and learn from those mistakes from last year, and learn to play even more better as a unit. We've been together for 4 years, some of us 4 years, 5 years now, so it's all starting to gel together, and we just have to continue to come out here and get better every day.
How much do you have to have in Fabian bag?
He's a big key to our secondary and defense and team. He's a captain. He's a good person on and off the field, and he shows leadership out here, and he works hard every day.
Today you guys teamed up for a little bit of a play. He fixed it to you, and then you picked it off. What happened in that play?
Well, it's just me trusting in him to, you can leave him on the island, let him do his thing, and me just running to the ball, showing great effort, and coach said the ball come to you, and that's what I try to practice on, and he made a great play on the ball.
In what ways did working exclusively at corner this past spring help your game?
Oh, it helped it tremendously because, I'm a versatile player. I can play nickel, corner, safety. So, that in the spring playing corner, it helped me a lot. And now that I'm back at safety, it just helps me know the defense a lot better and just know where everybody needs to be so that it could elevate my game.
How would you describe your working dynamic with Jaleel Wadood? You guys are kind of similarly built, and kind of how you guys work together.
Oh yeah, I've known Jaleel Wadood since we were little kids, so playing out here is just like playing street ball back in the streets. So playing with him is like playing with one of my best friends. We know each other. I don't have to say anything. I'll look at him, he'll give me a look, and we know what to do. And we're just like two sharks out there. We may not be big, but we got big hearts, so that's all that matters.
There was a big emphasis on getting bigger and stronger in the offseason. Did that carry over to you guys, or since you guys are more?
Everybody has to get bigger and stronger. I think that's the goal of not only our team, but every team in the country. That's what you want to do. So, we wanted to put big emphasis on, hitting the weight room pretty hard, pretty tough, and seeing results. And I feel like we've done that.
Did you get bigger?
Yeah, I've done what I need to do, and we have a great coaching staff, great strength and conditioning staff with Coach Alosi, and he's been getting me right to where I need to be.
Some of the other players are saying it's one more day of weight training this offseason compared to the one before. Was this, do you remember from last year being a harder offseason this year than last year in terms of the weights that you did?
It's not really about harder, which one's harder or not. Coach Alosi we have the greatest strength and conditioning staff in the country, so he knows what he's doing. I just follow along with the process and whatever program he has, and he knows what he's doing, so I feel like we've been doing pretty well.
You're a veteran now, going back to San Bernardino. You've been there before. What's the key component you think when you guys go out there? What helps about it?
Literally taking it day by day. Not waiting to see, counting down the days. Just staying in the now. With meetings, with practice, trying to focus on something to get better at every day when you're at practice and in meetings. And I think that'll help it go by pretty well. That's the basis of everything.
It's supposed to be 106 the first 2 days out there. How do you get through that kind of heat?
Like he says, my 5th time, and it's been over 100. My freshman year is probably the hottest it's ever been. But, like I said, just approaching it with a positive mindset. There's nothing you can do about the weather. You can just go out there and try to attack the day and be positive with your teammates and with the coaches, and, that'll help a lot.
If you like the way they've split it up by starting here and then going there?
I like it a lot, with the new change up. Just coming out here working, getting a home feel of everything, and then going to change the weather and everything. I think it's good for us. So, for the first game, having to change weather and everything will be very helpful.
How does going out there strengthen you guys more than just staying here for an extra?
San Bernardino definitely helps us get away from all the distractions out here in the city life, and really being one with one another and getting to know your teammates and getting to know the freshmen and letting them know that it's a team bond, it's camaraderie with everybody. So I like it out there. I've always liked it out there, and I think it's good for the team.
If you had advice to some of the younger defensive backs on how to handle San Bernardino that first time, you know, whether it be the heat or whatever, what would you tell them?
I tell them to find an older guy, you know, and take it day by day and be positive and make sure you get to sleep and hydrate and everything will be fine.
That's good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.